Last night, a bunch of my ducklings were attacked by something, and I lost 5 of them, including Spunky. I'm really disappointed in myself for not putting them in an hour earlier, because it probably would have prevented all that. I should have 11 ducklings, and now I only have 10, and I've been searching the property for an hour. But I should have been paying attention to where Dagger was. What is it, Dagger? Why are you hanging out on the driveway today? Turns out he's hanging out with the lost duckling, I guess making sure nothing bad's happening to him. Why are you hanging out here by yourself instead of staying with the rest of the flock, little guy? Everything seems fine on the surface, but his behavior is abnormal, and so there's got to be something wrong. Maybe stress from everything that happened last night. As we were walking back, he got tired and ended up sitting down, so I carried him the rest of the way. He just doesn't have the energy he should, and that's not a good sign at all. Being 250 feet away from everything else is just a terrible place for a duckling to be, so I'm going to bring him into the coop and give him some fresh water and food. It's warm enough today that I shouldn't have to worry about him being too cold, and yes, I have Nicene in his water. Hopefully he recovers with a day of R&R. My cat's leaving the ducklings alone really impresses me, but watching over them impresses me even more. I can tell by their facial expressions and body language when they're on the hunt versus when they're not, and they never get this look around the ducklings. I'll never forget Dagger being 150 feet away from the homestead with a lone duckling just watching out for him and actually ending up directing me to where he was. He knows they're my ducklings and he's not supposed to go after them even when I'm not around and even when the mothers aren't watching over the ducklings. If you had asked me 6 months ago if it was possible to train cats not to go after ducklings, even when left alone with them, I don't think I would have said yes, but now I'm going to say yes, it is possible. I also think they're helping keep snakes away. By this time last year, I had relocated 8 black snakes, and this year I've only relocated 2 in the same time period. They remove the rodents that attract the snakes, and them just being here, I think, discourages snakes from even coming around. On a side note, it's fun putting corn next to the animals and seeing how they react when all the ducklings swarm them. Minion was kind of like, whoa, that was a little intense for me. The more time you spend training and socializing your animals, the better relationship you have with them. This may look like a duckling video, but it's actually a cat training video. Ducklings are pretty much irresistible to predators like house cats. Minion shows a little bit too much interest sometimes, but he's alright. But yeah, these guys, way too much interest. I gotta sit here and make sure I'm watching them good. And after a couple minutes, it's time to do a little more active training because he's about to pounce. It's mine. It's mine. It is mine. I can't really train the cats not to eat ducklings, but I can train the cats to respect what is mine. I have no doubts if I walked out of the room, though, this would not go well. Minion is in a box of ducklings, and how did we end up here? This is the first time Minion's meeting the new ducklings. There's 13 of them. At first, they were a little bit scared of Minion. They didn't realize Minion is the commander of the duck army. Minion gave me the side eye, like, who's this unruly bunch, and why am I in here hanging out with them? Don't worry, Minion, we just got to get them used to you, that's all. This introduction wasn't working real well, so Minion decided to faceplant himself into a box. Minion just loves boxes, but anyway, as soon as he got situated, I put some ducklings in there. 13 ducklings. Go places do things? Oh, is this not what you meant by go places do things? This is kind of funny. You're in a box full of ducklings. Look at them all. Look at the babies. Look at the babies. Look at the babies. Is that too many ducklings for Minion? Is that too many? Is that too many? My cats have been so very good with the ducklings, and I just had Dagger right there go lunging after one of the new ducklings. Obviously, there's no issues because the ducklings are still going near him and he's not going after them. I'm just out here hanging out with everybody because I can. But this right here is the exact scenario how he ended up chasing after one of those ducklings. He went lunging out because the duck came right past the wheel. He got right next to it. I didn't say a thing. I just saw it happen really fast and then he stopped. He knows that he's not supposed to go after the ducklings and has totally proven himself. I think what happened is he saw something moving fast and he's energetic, full of it, and his instinct was to just rush it. And all of a sudden he realized, wait, that's one of the ducklings. I'm not supposed to get a duckling. He's totally stalking all around. He's actually been going after bugs and different things. You're a good boy, Dagger. Yeah, you were being good. Good boy. Listen, guys, I'm trying to tell a story. I know you guys know where the corn is, but it's got to stay there for a minute. All right, that's pretty much the story. I got to stand up before these guys actually rip a hole in my pocket.